Hello, and thank you for joining us for Pagan Pride 2020, as well as our storm prevention and dismissal ceremony. What you are about to see is a very abbreviated Action de Grâce. We've had several Action de Grâces at Botanica Magumba. I've also held them privately and can host them privately. There's a lot of things that are happening, not a lot of time to explain them all. But if you're interested in Voodoo, there's a lot of resources for you. There is myself. There is the city. So I'm sure you'll be able to find some answers. I have several books available for purchase at HaitianPress.com. And I teach classes through Botanica Macumba and the Cauldron Black in Salem and online privately. My name is Joseph Robicheaux. This is Bonga. And thank you very much for joining us. L'ange du Seigneur dit à Marie qu'elle concevoir en Jésus-Christ la Trinité l'a choisi et la concert du Saint-Esprit. Venez, mon Dieu, venez. Venez, mon doux sauveur, venez régner à moi. Au centre de mon cœur, venez, mon Dieu, venez. Vierge sainte, exaucez-nous, notre espoir est tout à vous. Chère et mère, dame de la garde, très digne, mère des dieux, soyez-nous notre sauvegarde. À monter pour notre leur, à monter pour notre leur. Salut Marie, écoutez-nous, prières, mettons-nous dans le ciel, dans la marine, je sois servi, mon Dieu. Maintenant en toute l'heure, grand Saint Joseph, c'est la lune glorieuse, je sois servi, Jésus-Christ, Père et Mère. Mon amour blanche jamais, jamais nos yeux, vos élanges du Seigneur, que pitié-nous. Sainte Philomène, Vierge martyre, accordez-nous miséricorde, Sainte Philomène, gardez-nous bien en service, obéissance. Vous qui vivez dans la souffrance, faites toujours vos devoirs, ne courez pas voie d'espoir. Recevons l'honneur, la récompense de grâce. Oh, grâce, Marie, grâce, grâce, Marie, grâce, grâce, Marie, grâce, Jésus, pardonnez-nous. Pardonne, mon Dieu, pardonne tout péché commis, Vierge sainte, exaucez-nous, elle est notre sauveur. Oh, grâce, Marie, grâce, grâce, Marie, grâce, grâce, Marie, grâce, Jésus, pardonnez-nous. Oh, grâce, c'est pour cela, lavez-moi, oh, grâce, c'est pour cela, lavez-moi, Sainte Marie-Madeleine, maman de grâce, Jésus, Marie, Joseph, maman de grâce, grâce, c'est pour cela, lavez-moi, Sainte Marie-Madeleine, priez, la prière pour l'oyo, dans la wedo, soulager les enfants, Sainte Marie-Madeleine, priez, oh la prière pour l'oyo, aïta wedo, soulager les enfants, Sainte Marie-Madeleine, maman, mais nous, Jésus, Marie, Joseph, nous-mêmes, nous, dans la wedo, moins souffrir assez. Sainte Marie-Madeleine, priez pour les anges, attention, gain bon Dieu. Sainte Marie-Madeleine, priez pour les anges, attention, gain bon Dieu, attention, gain bon Dieu, attention, gain bon Dieu là. Sainte Marie-Madeleine, priez pour les anges, attention, gain bon Dieu. Oh la prière pour la Sainte Vierge Marie. Oh la prière pour la Sainte Vierge Marie. Petite la yo, campement de grâce. Enfant la yo, campement de grâce. Oh la prière pour la Sainte Vierge Marie. Oh Maman Marie, nous parlons dans la ville des bonheurs parmi sacrés. Maman Marie, nous parlons dans la ville des bonheurs parmi sacrés. Oh. Maman Marie, priez pour nous, Vierge délivrance, délivrez-nous. Maman Marie, nous parlons dans la ville des bonheurs parmi sacrés. Oh. Parmi campé, parmi sacré, la Vierge, la merci, priez pour nous. Parmi campé, parmi sacré, la Vierge, la merci, priez pour nous. Nous sommes à genoux à vos pieds, hâtez, hâtez de nous secourir. Prends Saint François, petit ton problème, depuis toi, moi, la pénitence. Oui, la pénitence, c'est pour Guinéo. Oui, la pénitence, c'est pour l'Afrique, yo. Grand Saint François, petit ton problème, depuis toi, moi, la pénitence. Oui, la pénitence, c'est pour Guinéo. Oui, la pénitence, c'est pour l'Afrique, yo, grâce à François. Petit on a un problème, depuis 3 mois, la pénitence. Saint-Michel, voici la main de très haute. Saint-Michel, archange frappé, nous enfants triomphés. Depuis en bas jusqu'en bas, nous enfants triomphés. Jésus miroir, n'a prié du bien fort. Marie miroir, n'a prié du bien fort. C'est au même l'ange Gabriel qui marchait avec le Seigneur. Atibon legba wonsion, kantiole o legba ae o. Atibon legba wonsion, kantiole o legba dantan mina onsio. Krio sonde mi wa o legba Krio sonde mi wa o legba aizan vie. O aizan vie krio sonde mi wa legba o. Usi awezan, usi gueto o. Usi awezan, usi gueto o. Gueto ele gueon do gue pa usi awezan. Gueto ele gueon do gue pa usi awezan. Usi awezan, gueto ele le batibon. Katibulo ki mache awezan. O dantan, wilizan, tablesan. Aima ke voodoo tiawe. Gueto, wilizan, tablesan. Aima ke voodoo tiawe. Napanuste voodoo iboloko. Napanuste voodoo iboloko. Tablesan, tiawe ojo. Ojo, mi wazai. Aizandole, Vulastido, Josemiwa, Jo, mi wazai. Aizandole, Vulastido, Josemiwa, Dambalaro Sen, Domiwae. Aira la ciel, Domiwae. Aizandole, Vulastido, Velastido, Josemiwa, Jo. Nous parlons ouais mi-temps, si n'a jamais joué. Krio, pour besoin nous parlons ouais mi-temps, si n'a jamais joué. Krio, pour besoin nous. Ça va avec les amours à saïdé, ça va avec les amours à saïdé, de aïda mundo, et à dosewa, et à moi. Imamu, dagika no kwanye. Imamu, dagika no kwanye. Odo manu kwanye. Imamu lele kwanye. Sobo dagika manu wehunyo. Bade dagika manu wehoyo kwanye odo manu kwanye mamulele kwanye aye o poche sinuwa bade imamu wesae o Oh, I oh, for the simwa, bade imamu, resae oh, I oh, bade simwa. I oh, bade simwa, bade nuwa, bade imamu, resae oh. Oh, bade tesi desi mara menfo, tesi wamina ni boni bo. Oh, bade tesi desi mara menfo, tesi wamina ni boni bo. Aye, o solayo, aye, o zekle. Bade tesi desi mara menfo, tesi wamina ni boni bo. When can I got to ele sobo usomen? When can I got to ele osobo usomen? Deja, when can deja I got to ele? Deja, when can deja I got to ele osobo usomen? Solade imamu dagimen solade. Solade imamu dagimen solade. Akiwalensu solade. Aki walensu solade when can dogo bi miwati walensu solade. Olohum mo metlo le akipea. Pele peguan sus loyo wetem. Olohum mo metlo le akipea. Wele kotean sus loyo wetem. Ma pesigeyo no suchin perigo. Bascendant siglos, sus glorios chesheo, so gemen, coasti divewasto, papa, putei moen. So gemen, coasti divewasto, papa, putei moen. O bukmano, una buakaima. Meno, depa detine na buakaima. Bukmano, na buakaima. Meno, depa detine na buakaima. Papa bukmano, you when I say. Papa Bookmano, eno vive ono tubuto e difficile, pu étranger, o Bookmano, na buakaima. Meno, de patetine, na buakaima. Bookmano, na buakaima. Meno, de patetine, na buakaima. Papa Bookmano, nuwe ase. Papa Bookmano, eno vive ono tubuto e difficile, pu étranger. Salue, legba salue, fodu legba saye, sali legba fodu legba fodu salue, salue, legba salue, fodu legba saye, sali legba fodu legba fodu salue, salue, legba salue, fodu legba saye, sali legba Fodu legba fodu salue, legba salue, fodu legba saye, sali legba Fodu legba fodu salue, legba salue, fodu legba saye, sali legba Fodu legba fodu salue. Asuke pawe negba Asuke mawele, asuke pawe negba O pawe negba la janka se wosho, asuke pawe negba Asuke pawe negba Asuke pawe negba Pawe negba la janka se wosho, asuke pawe negba Asuke pawe negba Asuke power ba la shaka se wosho. Asuke power ba Asuke power ba Azuke Paranegba Paranegba La Shaka Se Wosho Azuke Paranegba Paranegba La Shaka Se Wosho Azuke Paranegba Paranegba La Shaka Se Wosho Azuke Paranegba Papa leba se goloa se virina siso Papa leba se goloa se virina siso bo grand chemin parenula Papa leba se goloa yeah Papa leba se goloa se virina siso grand chemin pare Papa leba se goloa se virina siso Papa le basse gaulois, c'est venu nasi sobo grand chemin parenula. Papa le basse gaulois, hey. Papa le basse gaulois, c'est venu nasi so grand chemin pare. Papa le basse gaulois, c'est venu nasi so. Papa le basse gaulois, c'est venu nasi sobo grand chemin parenula. Papa le basse gaulois, hey. Papa le basse gaulois, c'est venu nasi so grand chemin pare. Papa Legba Tibon. Well, Papa, we ask you to open the roads, to open the way for our prayers here in this room and for all the prayers where this prayer is now being heard another time. We ask that these prayers are heard, especially those that are dealing with the storm and the safety and the fears and the concerns that people may have, that these fears and these concerns can be assuaged and be dealt with in coolness and reasonableness so that good decisions can be made. But overall, Papa Legba, we ask you to grant safety and protection during this time of passage between the present safety, the coming danger, and hopefully the return of normalcy. Papa Legba, we ask that if there are any people that are suffering now, that the suffering is relieved. We ask that if there are any people who are sick or who are in deep need and that need will help, or that need being fulfilled will help them be able to have safety and have wellness. We ask that these things happen immediately for them. Ayibobo, ayibobo, ayibobo. Mawasaelu, elue. Ewa, mawasaelu, elue. Ewa, mawasaelu, elue. Ago, mawasaelu. Mawasaelu, elue. Ewa, mawasaelu, elue. Ewa, mawasaelu, elue, ago, mawasaelu, elue, ewa, mawasaelu, elue, ewa, mawasaelu, elue, ago, Ganje mawasa yo, ganje mawasa, jumagade obwe, ganje mawasa yo, ganje mawasa, jumagade obwe, ganje mawasa yo, ganje mawasa. Ganje mawasa jumagade oble. Dosu dosa mawasa idogwe. Dosu dosa mawasa ide kadoble. Dosu dosa mawasa idogwe. Dosu dosa mawasa ide kadoble. Dosu dosa mawasa idogwe. Dosu dosa mawasa ide kadoble. Mawasa yo même di même manger. Mawasa dosu dosa même di même manger. Mawasa jimo wile kite jumpoale. Mawasa yo même di même manger. Mawasa dosu dosa même di même manger. Mawasa jimo wile kite jumpoale. Semble, mawasa yo semble. Dosu dosa mapkine yo. Yo semble, Mawasa, yo semble. Yo semble, Mawasa, New Orleans, yo. Yo semble, Mawasa, yo semble. Dosu, dosa, map trabajo. Yo semble, Mawasa, yo semble. Mawasa, the good twins, the children we see every day. We ask that you double and increase all the blessings that we currently have so that we can be in abundance. We ask that this storm does not affect any more people within the service industry and their industry is already being affected by the current state of affairs. We ask that the city have the special kind of magical protection that only the children can imagine, think of, and do so fearlessly. We ask that you give us the quickness and the ability to react fast if we need to, or when to be reasonable and to consider. We ask you to be at the forefront of our consciousness when we are considering the well-being and safety of others. We ask that people who are injured, that they have a way out. We ask that people who are in a financial bind and may be unable to leave the city if they feel they must, or unable to connect themselves to water or to electricity, if these things become connected with them today. We ask this happen expediently, immediately, and without delay. Rasa, you are the power of survival. You are the power of the tenacity of the human spirit. There was a time when there were just children. Rasa, you have survived. Allow us to continue to survive. Bonsoir, Papa Lokongamwe. Bale wati le kweto lisa doleo. Bonsoir, Papa Lokongamwe. Bale wati le kweto lisa doleo. Après bon Dieu meno. Après bon Dieu meno la bon Dieu divan ma wasadeo. Bonsoir, Papa Lokongamwe. Bale wati le kweto lisa doleo. Bonsoir, Papa Lokongamwe. Vale, wadi le gueto, lisa doleo. Papi ben me la meno. El que yo meno leo a bonje divan, ma wasadeo. Bonsoir, Papa Lokongamwe. Vale, wadi le gueto, lisa doleo. Bonsoir, Papa Lokongamwe. Vale, wadi le gueto, lisa doleo. Fevon German ameno. Vele pujuna na ameno la bonju divan, ma wasadeo. Oh, my anva, luloko. Papa loko da ibwe. Oh, my anva, luloko. Papa loko da ibwe. Unsi, yo my anva. Kunsi do kwesa yo mayamba luloko papa loko daibwe. Mayamba luloko papa loko daibwe. Mayamba luloko papa loko daibwe. Kunsi yo mayamba. Kunsi do kwesa yo mayamba luloko papa loko daibwe. Papa Loco, you are the tree that takes a lifetime and a lifetime and a lifetime to become as recognizable as you are. You are Atisu. You are above all the other points. You are above all the other trees. It's through this crown. And by virtue of that crown and the roots from which we know are beneath, we ask that you hold the city together like you hold the soil around the tree together. We ask that you do not allow us to be easily eroded. We ask you do not allow us to be easily blown away or hurt in the wind. We ask that in the face of this challenging time overall, that you give us the strength that is necessary for us to maintain. We ask also, too, that because you are the chiefest medicine distributor and preparer, that you bring to us some kind of healing situation for the storm and for the other maladies that plague our current times. We ask that this happen immediately, expediently, or without delay. Aibobo, Aibobo. Aiza, Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve, o mambo Aiza. Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve mambo Aiza, sila leve. Sila leve mambo Aiza, sila leve o mambo Aiza. Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve. O mambo Aiza, Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve. O mambo Aiza, Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve mambo Aiza, sila leve. Leve mambo Aiza, sila leve, o mambo Aiza, Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve. O mambo Aiza, Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve. O mambo Aiza, Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve. Sila leve mambo Aiza, sila leve. Sila leve mambo Aiza, sila leve, o mambo Aiza, Kimalat kushe no palewe katsila leve. Aizando, Aizando, do misando lezo, Aizando Yahweh, Aizando, ido isando lezo, Aizando Yahweh. O Aizan, evida o safala regle, kain, evida o. Kain, evida ho, Aizan, evida ho, safa regle, Aizan, evida ho, safa regle, kain, evida ho. Kain, evida ho, Aizan, evida ho, sabali regle. Aizan, mambo Aizan, Goran mambo Aizan velekete. We ask you to continue to be the backbone of our society, as we have seen demonstrated in the Caribbean after the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade, as we have seen in the villages and communities of West Africa, as we've seen in the villages and communities and towns and cities of our own country. We ask that you bring women an extra strength to hold themselves and the world together. We have a unknowing reliance and over-reliance on women, and ask that they be given the strength so that this does not take away from them, but adds to them. We ask that this is not a time to be self-sacrificing for the sake of self-sacrifice. It's a time that if something must be sacrificed, that it must be. We ask that there are no unnecessary sacrifices from any women that are facing this storm. We ask that there are none at all. We ask this huge and enormous and salient blessing by the virtue of you. Mambo Aizan, you sing in the song that we do not know when you're going to rise. We do not know if you're going to see the next guard of people. In particular, protect and defend and make safe our elderly so that we have a continued route to look back upon, so that we do not suffer the same mistakes, and so that we know how to recognize the blessings that they have already received and passed. Aibobo, 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 Aibobo. Sobo gramuno bade munsalo papa sobo sama pembwae Wele papa sobo saba pembwae, sobo usomen. Bade munselo, papa sobo sama pembwae. Wele papa sobo sama pembwae, sobo usomen. Bade munselo, papa sobo sama pembwae. Ovele papa sobo sama pembwae, sobo usoman bade munselo, papa sobo sama pembwae. O kigasu ne vida o me kigasu ne vida o me God seviloio kigasu ne vida o kigasu ne vida o me God seviloio kigasu ne vida o kigasu. Et toi par tes sabisa lugaou, et le vent d'éviter c'est les dem baptisaye, mais les déloyés s'éloigner. Kigasun evida o kigasun. Sobo sabisa lugaou. Oh, I already did that. Sobo, Papa Sobo. Individually, Papa Sobo. Sobo Kesu. We ask you to not destroy us, so that we can continue to have a place to live and to bask in your mighty powerfulness. So there is no need to demonstrate your strength. We ask for coolness. We ask for slowness. We ask for not a category 4. We ask for not a hurricane. We ask for not a tropical storm. We ask for rain. That'd be nice. We ask for some thunderstorms. That could also be nice. So boom. Remember that it is through genteelness and it is through the refinement of your strength that is the virtue of mankind. Our ability to have conscious measure of our strength against forces that may not be able to withstand our force. Sobo, please hear our prayers. Please guide this storm a safe route that will harm no human, that will harm hopefully no animals, or whether they be wild or whether they be kept. We ask that this doesn't injure or damage any plants that are vital to our ecosystem, or endanger any land that is also might be in danger through a number of circumstances. Papa Sobo, please deliver us from the troubles that come with the mighty, mighty blessings of your energy. Kuala mita, ea, kuala mita, ea, kuala mita. Sobo kuala mita, bade kuala mita, ea, kuala mita. Yovo duaye ale aibobo. Yovo duale aibobo tutukayo. Wele kuala mitan, bade kuala mitan. Sobo kuala mitaya, kuala mitaya, kuala mitan. Bade kuala mitaya, kuala mitaya, kuala mitan. Yovo duale ale aibobo. Yobo duale ale aibo tutukao kuala mitan bade kuala mitan sobo kuala mitan bade kuala mitaya kuala mitan sobo kuala mitaya kuala mitaya kuala mitan bade kuala mitaya kuala mitaya kuala mitan yobo duale aibo Yobo duale aibobo tutokayo kuala mitan, bale kuala mitan. Bale, you are the wind, the invisible force that pushes the storms. You're the invisible force that also threatens structures and people and lives. And you're the invisible thing that can lift all of a sudden things that can't normally lift off the ground. We ask you again for the controlled measure that we asked for your brother, for your twin. We asked for the same kind of control and conscious measure in your wrath. There's a blessing behind everything. There's inside of the hardship is a good thing. Inside of a good thing could be a hardship. Please do not make this a case of a hardship. It would be a good thing. Don't deprive people of their homes. Don't deprive families of security. Don't deprive the land of its culture. Don't deprive the land of its people. New Orleans strives to have right relationship with the land, and the city strives to have right relationship with the natural world around us. And you are a part of that. You are the integral part of that. You are the breath of life that is in every one of us, and is in me now, and all those present, watching, alive, and no longer with us. Bade. Bade Sikola Wansi. Bade Kesu. Do not allow yourself to be overcome. Do not allow yourself to be overwhelmed. Have coolness. Have consciousness. Aibobo. Seiko Evida. O Seiko Evida Unaide. O Seiko Evida. Seiko Evida Unaide. Udambala Vie Vie. Saligueto. Udambala Vie Vie. Saligueto Evio Evise. Se Agause. Se agause agoli saguande lona, seiko evida onaide, seiko evida, seiko evida onaide, o seiko evida onaide, o dambala vie vie salugueto, o dambala vie vie salugueto evio evise, se agause. Se agause agoli sagonde lomna seiko evida onaide. Agau. Agou bedo. Agou les fonds. Agau vanvante. Agau de. Agau bélier. Bélier bécan. Tout agau. Do not allow the incursion of your brother, siblings, children, Sobo and Bade, to create and manifest our Agau. You are the fear that comes from the blue of the sky, the unknown things that can happen, and the terrifying things that we all understand very vividly and clearly. We no longer need a reminder. Allow us to survive. Aibobo. Allow the city to survive without any need for further gentrification, without any need for further harming and threatening the lives and the culture of the underprivileged people that exist in the city. Do not allow your power to pave the way for more white supremacy in this country or anywhere else. Do not allow those horrors to be even visited upon us, even in secondhand thought. Agahu. You know, for some people, when they hit the table, they hit the table. When some people hit the table, they hit the floor. Do not hit the floor. Do not hit the table. Stay in the sky. Keep the danger with you. Aibobo. O miloka, oye. Y'a valu toute la scène, y'a valu toute la mort, monsieur Seguelo. O miloka, Yavalo toute la sang, yavalo toute l'amour, si o seguelo, funciona jevo a nouveau, sobagi sobo, nouveau, yavalo toute la sang, yavalo toute l'amour, si o seguelo. Oh miloka, yavalo toute la sang, yavalo toute l'amour, si o seguelo. Miloka, Yavalo toute la scène, yavalo toute l'amour, si o seguelo, futia jefu a nouveau, sobagi sobo a nouveau, yavalo toute la scène, yavalo toute l'amour, si o seguelo. Tout loyal, tout saint yo, tout esprit yo. We ask you to hear the prayers of myself, Yasisi Bongan, Petit Mambo Kazakan, Bon Mambo, Petit au Petit Jambelé Bongan, Petit au Petit Dieu qui fait Bongan, Petit au Petit Jambelé Malé Bongan. We ask that these prayers be heard immediately, expediently, without delay, that they be answered with a quickness, even though we know that you have a lot on your hands. We ask that the safety, security, and community be in those prayers that you take first. We ask that you help the sick, the weak, the needy, the oppressed, the helpless, the harmless. We ask that you help these individuals with great strength. And we ask that you bolster the strength that's already strong so they're able to do some of the things that they may be called to do. Allow people to have the power of a peace of mind during these troubling times, during this troubling year. We ask this of you in the name of Bon Dieu, le grand architecte universe, to the goddess, to whom you may be, that runs this show. We ask that you hear these prayers specifically. We ask that the Loa carry these prayers to the places they need to be carried to so that they may become manifest. Em nome do Père, et des Filles, du Saint-Esprit, au power, again, bon Dieu, again la scène, again la mort, sur la raça, au power, again, bon Dieu, à moi, non laisse-y fouet. Em nome do Père, et des Filles, et du Saint-Esprit, au power, again, bon Dieu, again la scène, again la mort, pour ma raça, au power, again, bon Dieu, à moi, non laisse-y fouet. Aïe bobo, tout loyal. Thank you so much for joining us. And this video is too long.